Hello everybody and welcome back to this video. Today we're going to be taking a look at why I believe that New Mexico is still a swing state and how people think that New Mexico is safe Democrat is just a simple misconception and the state is not actually safe Democrat. While on face level, Joe Biden just won the state by almost 11 percentage points. So it should be safe blue, right? Well, not exactly. Today we're going to be analyzing why I believe the state is still a swing state and how, honestly, Republicans could still win it in the future. Now, if we look at the New Mexico County map, it is basically 50-50 split, but the Democrats simply win by large margins in Bernardino and Santa Fe counties. Basically, these two counties always vote the Democrats to victory. If we look at 2016, Clinton only won the state by less than 70,000 votes. Santa Fe gave her a lead of 35,000 votes, and Bernardino County gave her a lead of 50,000 votes. So those two counties were able to bring her over the top. Similar with Biden here, he won the state by just under 100,000 votes. Santa Fe 50,000 for him, and Bernardino with an additional 70,000 votes for him. Now, the reason that a lot of these areas are still voting rightward. Again, if we look at the size of lead, you can see the rural counties. A few of these rural counties have decent populations, and then San June County does have a decent population, but Albuquerque and Santa Fe just has too much of an influence in the state. Now, if we look at the oil industry, is basically in the current 2nd Congressional District, which Yvette Harrell in the state of New Mexico was able to flip this district from the Democratic incumbent in this district. Now, this part of the state really cares about the oil industry, and the Democrats are not exactly in a position where they're going to help themselves in here. Now, these areas have a relatively less population, and only Donna Ana County has a relatively large population, and it is a county that voted for Biden by almost 20 points. However, this part of the state is mainly rural and conservative areas, and I do believe they will vote rightward. If we look at Donna Ana County, the county actually swung 0.1% right, despite the state basically swinging 3 points to the right. And if we look at 2016, Clinton still won the state by over 8 percentage points. So despite people saying it was going to be safe in 2020, it was going to be 15 points for Joe Biden, it was actually only 11 points. Less than 11 points for Joe Biden, so only a 3% swing, or even less than that actually. And if we look at the 2020 election, let me go down to New Mexico. If we look at the swings here, you can see that Albuquerque swung 7 points Democrat. Santa Fe swung 3 points Democrat. Donna Ana, you can see these oil industry areas only swung 0.5% towards the Democrats. So actually a vote rightward. It's basically compared to national average and the statewide average. If we look at these areas really care about the oil industry. They don't have a lot of population, but for example, Lee County, Eddy County, Luna County, Hidalgo County, a lot of these counties, they swung towards the Republicans by 10 points, and even upstate, some of these counties really swung heavy towards the right. So if the Republicans can keep that swing from the downers part of the state and then get some of these swings in these areas, and San June County, I believe, this county with a heavy, Native Hispanic population, I believe this county will also swing towards the right in the future. That should help the Republicans' case of flipping the state. Also, New Mexico wasn't supposed to be seen as this very red state. If we look at the change from 2012, again, basically the Democrats did better in Albuquerque and Donna Ana County, and basically Republicans did better everywhere else. What's really crucial to understanding is that Johnson took away a lot of the Trump vote, alright? A lot of people would have voted for Trump if they didn't vote for Johnson. If you added Trump and Johnson votes up, Trump would have won the state by like 8,000 votes. Although that's nuts, I'm not going to say that all Johnson supporters would have voted for Trump. The state would have been much closer, maybe a 4 or 5% state for Hillary Clinton. A similar story could be said in Minnesota. A lot of these states that she won, it was thanks to Gary Johnson. Again, the state of New Mexico. If we look at the state, with the Republicans doing better downstate and the Democrats losing some of the votes they have in these two counties, which on paper, these two counties do make up a very large population, but Republicans don't need to win these counties. They just need to get much closer in these counties. And I do have a county map to see how the Republicans could potentially win the state. If we look at this map here, you can see that there's a significant difference from this map. Basically, what I have to do is that I need to swing a lot of these downer state. Alright, these are not difficult areas to swing. These areas there will swing towards the right because these areas really care about the oil industry, and that's why they're going to swing towards the right. You have to get those numbers down in San Bernardino, Santa Fe, especially the turnout down. 2020 just had a record-breaking turnout for the Democrats and the Republicans. You just need to get that turnout down. You don't necessarily need to win some of these counties, such as San Bernardino or Albuquerque. It's just impossible, but honestly, you can win some of these counties in the downer state area. These are not counties that are impossible to win. Alright, there's some pretty competitive counties in the state of New Mexico that I believe the state will be, the Republicans may be able to flip in the future. You can see that the Republicans consolidating a lot of these rural areas. While the largest swing is in Donna Ana County, I believe this county will swing rightward in the next few elections. And this county would make up a huge swing towards the left, towards the right, which will be crucial because if the Republicans end up winning this county, that's 15,000 votes in favor of them. More than 15,000 votes swinging towards the Republicans. So that one county would be the third most populated county in the state, would help the Republicans by 15,000 votes compared to this margin. And then if we look at Albuquerque, so Bernardino County, it was about 80,000 votes for Joe Biden. In this county, 77,000. I changed that to 43,000. So that's still a pretty impressive victory. But on the other hand, that number from 85,000 just narrowed down to 55,000 in Santa Fe County. Again, still huge Democratic win, by 48 points, but that's a 7,000 narrow victory, so that dips the Democratic number below 50,000, and then you have some depressed turnout, which dips the number below 40,000, and then just having these rural turnout really helps, and with especially with the oil industry, that could narrow down the state by 25,000 more votes. Finally, that 15,000 votes just come from the upper state, just a narrow shift towards the Republicans would be able to handle it overall. And New Mexico is probably not going to go red in the immediate future, but it is still trending red. If we are talking about trends, I'd say the state isn't trending red. But if we're talking about an election, it's going to still be likely blue, most likely about 7 points for Democrats. Sorry for that. But honestly, the state is trending right, and the Republicans could think about potentially flipping the state. I think they're more likely to think about how to narrow this margin below 3 points, below 4 points, below 5 points. You get the idea. However, in the New Mexico governor's race, it's probably going to be a lean margin. That race is going to be pretty competitive, where I think even if it goes to Democrats, which I believe it would, will be by a margin of about 3%. Finally, please stop unsubscribing. I lost 2 subscribers today, which is not very good news, but whatever. Anyways, thanks for watching today's video. Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment. If you really want to support this channel, be sure to watch every single one of my videos, and I'll see you guys all tomorrow. Bye!